you. Voice assistant technology is advancing at a rapid rate. We have them in our homes, via Alexa, Google, in our cars, even when we call up the grocery store. So if we're going to continue to work with and depend on this technology, we need to ensure that it can communicate effectively with everyone. And part of that communication is making a polite request. Imagine that you need to troubleshoot a problem with your computer, and you ask your Alexa what you need to do. The Alexa needs to tell you to turn the computer off and on again. But how the Alexa says that will have a big impact on how you perceive that request. For example, if she says something like, "Let's try turning the computer on and off again." This is an example of a positive politeness strategy, and it evokes feelings of cooperation and desirability. Or she could say something like, "If it's not too much trouble, can you turn the computer off and on again?" This is an example of a negative politeness strategy, and it'll evoke feelings of autonomy and the freedom to refuse a request. But how do we know which one to choose? Previous research tells us that there are several factors, such as power differences, which is like talking to your friend versus talking to your boss. Social distance, which is like talking to your friend versus talking to a stranger. And imposition level, which is like asking for $20 versus $200. But what we don't know is if context impacts this decision. Nor do we know if the feelings that are evoked by these politeness strategies are evoked consistently. My research explores these very questions. So I have found that in a task context, like trying to solve a problem, we find that positive politeness is both more effective and strongly evokes these feelings of cooperation and desirability. Negative politeness, not so much. But if we look at a social context, like playing icebreaker questions, then we find negative politeness evoking these strong feelings of autonomy and freedom to refuse a request. Positive politeness, not so great here. In some, we're seeing positive politeness, great in task contexts, and negative politeness, much stronger in social contexts. But what does that mean for voice assistants? Well, let's think of the previous example. The Alexa needs to tell you to turn the computer off and on again to solve a problem. So saying, "Let's try turning the computer off and on again," is going to be more effective because it's a positive politeness strategy. Matching the right strategy with the right context is key to have effective communication and have an enjoyable conversation with your Alexa. Thank you for your attention.